Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to boxing here at Indigo at the O2, brought to you by David Hayes, Haymaker Ringstar Promotions, and sponsored by Betfair, Park Plaza Hotels, and Indigo at the O2. This is 4 3-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. On the bell, our timekeeper for this one, Mr. Stephen Bucci, and a referee in charge once again, Mr. Mark Bates. Introducing in the blue corner, wearing black shorts, white trim, weighing in at 12 stone 4 pounds. Coming to the ring this evening in his 18th professional contest, all the way from Sofia, Bulgaria, please welcome Georgi Valevski. And across the ring in the red corner, wearing maroon with white and silver trim. Official weight 12 stone 4 pounds, a perfect record. 4 contests, 4 wins, 1 win inside the distance. From Aylesbury, Buckinghamshire, undefeated, 80 Burden.
Okay, gentlemen, you both know the rules, so you know what's expected. I'm going to tell you to break, you take a step back immediately. Keep your punches up, obey my commands, and protect yourself at all times. Do you understand? Good luck to you both. Touch him up.
Seconds out, round 1.
So we're underway then in the light heavyweight division. Scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds. The taller fighter wearing the white trunks trimmed with maroon is Adi Burden, 22 years of age, from Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire, a towering 6 feet 3 inches tall in the light heavyweight division. Weighed in comfortably inside the light heavyweight limit at 12 stone 4. Spoke with him this week and indeed after the weigh-in. He said, well, how comfortable is it for you to make light heavy? He said, well, not a problem. You can see I'm 3 pounds inside the light heavyweight weight limit. His opponent, Georgi Valevski, competing in his 18th professional contest tonight. 4 victories and 13 defeats in his 17-fight ledger to this point, although he is coming in on a 1-fight winning streak, having scored first round stoppage over a debutant in his native Sofia. So the tactics immediately obvious. Burden will be looking to establish long straight shots and keep the more compact Bulgarian boxer at bay.
Valevski right now is really lunging into his shots to try to negate that reach advantage and of course that height advantage. It's an art and guise in itself to try to land a strike on a taller fighter, let alone a fighter who has that reach command. That being said, there's a couple of nice counters here being pulled by Burden. He landed a solid left check hook, as well as a clean right hand just a moment ago. But getting behind that jab, I think, would be a smart tactic. Double jab to a 2 there from Burden.
So watching patiently, trying to establish that left jab is Burden. Feinting with the feet and gliding in and out. That's a rather ponderous looking right hand from Burden. I'm sure that his coaching squad will want him to tighten up that particular shot, because Valevski will be watching and looking to counter as he falls short with his own right hand. And this is where you'd suspect Valevski would be looking to make hay, getting inside the tentacle-like arms of Burden, but he was content to engage in grappling rather than looking to work that long, lean torso that Burden possesses.
It would seem at this point that Valevski wants to be either in or out. Out, 2 steps out, or as you alluded to there, inside the pocket, possibly even in the clinch. But he seems to be holding and looking for that break at this point. Very intriguing start right now to this fight.
Listen to me now. He's waiting for you. So you've got to step in with a little bit more commitment behind that jab, and once you're in there, he's ducking down, he's open for that left hook to the body. So you've got to be quick with it, just in case he's throwing the right hand counter over the top. We go 1-2, step in with a straight right hand, 1-2, the left hook to the body. Once you're in there, you've got to do your work. Have a drink.
Oh, former pro Daza Usher letting Burden know that he's got to work and finish with the left hook to the body.
I'm seeing Valevski breathe a little bit there. You got to ask yourself whether or not going to that body would be a good tactic to try to drain the gas.
Second out.
Round 2 nearly on tap here.
So into the second round then. Burden made his debut in July of last year. Third outing of 2017 for the man from Buckinghamshire. And there you see him targeting that left hand to the body, trying to carry out the instructions that Daza Usher presented to him during the minute's intermission. He's increasingly on the front foot now, but he's just not finding the range with those long straight shots. He's falling short by some distance. And in falling short, his hands are coming back in pendulous fashion, often via the belt line. Sharp 1-2 wasn't too far away from Valevski. But again, he's holding on rather than working away at close quarters.
Burden needs to continue to listen to his corner and set things up off that jab, but with straight punches, you want to get them out there and then bring them right back to the chin. If he drops his hands, that overhand right, courtesy of Valevski, could be deadly. Good pressure here from Burden, but he can't force that knockout, or he can end up on the wrong side of a highlight reel.
Well, 1-2 while engaging reverse gear wasn't too bad from Valevski. And he's shooting that speculative overhand right with increasing frequency now over the low-held left of Burden. But Burden possesses such an advantage in reach that Valevski hasn't really been able to land yet, but his intentions are clear as he tries to get to work behind a sharp shooting jab on an upward trajectory. Well, he's being overwhelmed here, and I'm not sure about the man's conditioning, because every time he's getting tagged, Valevski, he's just unraveling. His boxing stance is betraying him, and he's finding himself in an awkward position. Now, if Burden recognizes that, he could well step on the gas, and a sustained barrage may be enough to send the man to the floor. There's a good right hand from Burden, perhaps his best shot of the fight. You see him trying that sneaky overhand right once again, Valevski.
Valevski is very awkward and almost unorthodox the way he'll sort of fight with his forehead, lean in a little bit, dip in, try to get Burden to throw, and then come over the top of that guard with that overhand right. This is better work here from Burden, though, to try to work the body as his coach. Oh, that's a nice corkscrew uppercut.
Out came the mouthpiece with that shot. And again, well, referee Mark Bates said, deeming that was an appropriate time to intervene and have the mouthpiece rinsed and reinserted. And that is doing Valevski a favor, because he was under increasing pressure there. Beautiful short uppercut on the inside. Sent the mouthpiece spinning across the canvas. Burden trying to increase the tempo, but look at Valevski. The veteran of 17 completed fights, holding on the inside, but a better round for Eddie Burden in that session.
Fill your lungs up, please. Relax, arms down, relax. Just slow your breathing down, please. Okay. You're hurting him. He's feeling these shots now. Go down the middle with a straight 1-2.
That was a very good round for Burden for several reasons. Here, probably one of the most punishing shots he landed. You could see Valevski in desperation mode, trying to hold on for dear life there. And it really wasn't necessarily the most technical of combinations from Burden, but he swarmed on him and bullied his way in using that right and left.
And then put the body shots on it and look for that right uppercut, please.
Take them shots.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Ставаш не мога удари. За да станеш от коня, стояш и те оцели. И се надъхни, че мога.
Seconds out.
Внимавай с
Round 3.
So into the third round then, and it was notable that Valevski was up off his stool early, despite the shots that he endured, as he takes another right hand over the top from Burton. But despite the shots that he endured during the course of that second round, where he was made uncomfortable on a few occasions, showing Burton that he is ready for war once again to begin this third round. Corkscrew right uppercut missed by some distance from Valevski. Again, you see Burton didn't deliver it with too much technical proficiency, but still targeting that left hook to the body as his coach instructed him to. Out of Aylesbury, Vista Boxing Club is where Eddie Burton plies his trade, practices his craft. Oh, that's a beautiful lead right hand over the low-held left of Valevski. Valevski, one wonders if he's demonstrating patience. Does he have the energy to launch a sustained assault?
The other question has got to be, does he have the accuracy? Burton has been very proficient with those straight punches right now. At times he's leaning in a little bit too much for my liking, but he's overwhelming Valevski. He's forcing him into the corners, away from center ring. I think Burton's at his best when he's got his back to the middle of the squared circle.
He's being picked off by straight punches now, is Valevski. And I just get the impression that he's a fighter looking busy, doing nothing, circling the hands, bobbing and weaving. There's the good left jab. There's plenty of patience, but precious little offense coming from the Bulgarian. Trying to get to work behind the left now and fires in that same shot that has been his go-to punch, the straight right hand over the top. That was a solid looking right. And why I'm just posing the question as to whether he should do this as he takes another right hand and then a chopping, glancing blow followed up, and he's forced to hold on, but look, he can barely retain his boxing stance. But if he has any ambitions of winning this contest and extending his winning streak to 2, and surely he needs to be busier than he's demonstrating right here in round 3.
This will be a good lesson though for Burton. Valevski has more than triple the fight experience. He's obviously been able to drag Valevski into deep water here and really test him, but not quite open up the situation that he's looking for to catch the finish that he nearly had in the previous round. That's a nice right hand. That being said,
yep, down to the canvas. It was a clean right hand first, and then he was fairly bundled over. Perhaps a question of fatigue as much as the force of the initial shot. And the bell has come not a moment too soon for Georgi Valevski.
No punch, why? Последен рунд, как си? Според мен си много добре, Жори. Просто виж, като не му пускаш малко. Единственият проблем е, ако застанеш. Аз сега видиш ли се,
so here we go. That right hand that we talked about a couple of times. You notice the way that Burton actually punched down with that shot. A lot of force, a lot of inertia. And lunging in with that lead right, a beautiful intercepting shot, almost caught Valevski off guard. One of the things that Burton has done very well, despite a kind of scrappy and cagey affair, is change his rhythm and timing, and he caught Valevski clean there.
Dig him in a little bit, but put 3 and 4 together, no singles now. 3 and 4 will get him out.
And final round.
So has the minutes intermission between rounds 3 and 4 been a sufficient gap for the energy levels of Georgi Valevski to recover? That's perhaps a question that Daza Usher is posing as well, because he sent his fighter out with the instruction of no singles, 3s and 4s. Let punches go in bunches and just test this man's conditioning, because from the early stages of that third round, he appeared to be a fighter of whom fatigue was taking an increasing hold. Struggling to retain his boxing stance, fighting in spurts. Now can Eddie Burton capitalize on that? Let's see whether he can find an early finish.
That body shot made Valevski turn away. So it certainly gives you some evidence there that the cardio is starting to become a factor.
Nice left jab from Valevski, but then look at the ramrod left in response, and then a 1-2 combination. Valevski increasingly covering up, is in survival mode here, and clamps his man around the waist again, blanketing him up there in the boxing ring. Approaching the midpoint. Valevski, well, it's almost as though he's punching through water here. His punches devoid of snap, and just begging to be countered over the top. Can Burden find the shot? Again, Valevski appearing desperately tired. Nice uppercut on the inside. He's tossed down to the canvas. Well, that won't be a count. Bit of MMA being brought into the boxing ring there.
There's been good aggression here from Burden throughout the 2 minutes of this round thus far, but I think he would do well to back off just a little bit. He's got the reach. He's obviously got the timing.
Series of right hands sends Valevski down to the canvas, and referee Mark Bates has waved this one off. Well, Valevski protesting, but look at that, he's struggling to walk back to his corner in a straight line. And Eddie Burden absolutely delighted. He has produced his second inside the distance victory in this, his 5th professional contest out of 5. His cornerman sent him out with the instructions of punches in bunches, and look at the series of right hands that sent his man to the floor for the 2nd time in the fight, and that proved to be the finishing flurry.
That also proved to be the money shot round after round. He was able to catch Valevski over the top of the guard. Boom, right on the button. The floor falls out from underneath Valevski. It's a win for Eddie Burden.
So Valevski's win streak comes to an end at 1. All 4 of his victories have come in his native Bulgaria. In his 8th fight in the UK here tonight, he's consigned to another loss.
Bates will bring together both boxers. As he does so, would you please show your appreciation for both our boxers in the ring? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The official time, Stephen Pucci records 2 minutes and 2 seconds of round number 4. Our referee Mark Bates stops this contest. His opinion, Georgi Valevski in no position to continue. The winner, the journey continues, still undefeated for Eddie Burden.
Eddie Burden is absolutely ecstatic.
And please, ladies
extends
and
his winning streak to 5
Georgi
and scores his
Valevski.
2nd inside the distance win, sending his man to the floor on 2 occasions. The right hand was a particularly profitable shot throughout the contest, and that proved to be the foundation upon which the final flurry was built. Good win for Eddie Burden.